things bring me down. You know, what's the point of that? I'm described as one of the happiest, friendliest people you're gonna meet. And I don't complain about my problems because this only leads to them becoming worse. And then you become a really unhappy person, and going into a corner isn't really where you want to sit in life, and neither do I. You can see my colour photos up there too. And there's baby photos too, sorry mum. Sorry for baby photos. Even if I'm in so much pain, I will still get up and get out of bed, as long as it's going to take so long to do. And I'll get on with my day. If that includes going to work and limping around, or just feeling so sick because of medication, I'll do it and I'll get it done. Now here's for the baby photos and a bit about my life. I was a normal baby, bum shuffled around, and then I walked for 6 weeks, and then I did an abnormal thing. I went back a step and I bum shuffled. Now that's not a normal thing. Anybody in here have kids? Yeah? So you know when they start doing something like walking, they don't go back to the other way and not walk at all. So this was a thing. So they took me to the GP, and after lots more jabs on this little tiny baby, I don't know, that big, and, and they were told that their 18-month-old child had what was known as an elderly person's disease. Now, imagine being told that. At the time, there was nothing around of this. You know, people didn't know about it, doctors didn't know about it, you know, this sort of thing. It was a new thing that had sort of come along because most kids had died from having it before because they didn't know about it. From there, my parents were referred to the only 2 juvenile rheumatologist doctors in South Australia. Right now there's only one, and this guy is Mike Gold here. What a wonderful man. I'm still alive because of him. And from there it was a journey of appointments, blood tests, x-rays, operations, endoscopies, sound, you know, all these things that a little baby shouldn't have to go through, but I had to. And here's a tip from today. I'm not a doctor, but I will say that I was put on Nurofen once upon a time for my arthritis, because it is an anti-inflammatory. Put your hand out if you knew it was an anti-inflammatory. Yeah, I was on it for a very long time because they didn't know what else to put me on, and I got intense stomach pains, and I grew some stomach ulcers in there. So I would say that if your doctor's going to prescribe you for that long, just sort of back off from it. But I'm not a doctor, so it's okay. And all this was happening, and the arthritis was just slowly spreading through my tiny little delicate body. I'm always smiling in every photo as well. You probably noticed this. And by the time I was 8, I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis in my knees, ankles, wrists, elbows, neck, back, shoulders, fingers, everywhere. And it wasn't about to stop there. When I was 9 years old, here's a bit of reading for you, so I'll slow down. 9 years old, I was diagnosed with another form of arthritis called uveitis in my right eye. Now this has nothing to do with the sun, as people first think. It is rather the inflammation of the eye, which is the same as in the joints. So if you ever see somebody with arthritis who has big joints or big fingers, as people were saying, with arthritis in their fingers, that's what happens in your eye, except not to that extent because it's not a big joint. From there, when I was 11, a cataract decided to form and became worse over the years, this causing me to nearly go blind. Eye drops, oral tablets, steroid injections were the ways that the doctors tried to keep it under control. But 6 months later, the uveitis in vision became so bad that it was time to remove it all. Get rid of everything. Lens removal, the pupil had to come out, the cataract had to come out, and my pupil was stuck down. So you can see there what a cataract in somebody's eye would look like here. So it's white, so it blocks the vision because obviously your vision comes through your pupil, and if there's something in the way, nothing's going to happen. And then that's a normal eye there that probably most people's eyes in here would look like. My pupil was also stuck down and still is. So if you, now you're all going to look intently at my eyes, it's okay, I'll stand here all dreamily. One of my eyes is green. So my right eye, my blind eye is green. Now you're all looking at my eyes. And my short-sighted eye is blue, so that's my left eye. And you may have also noticed, now you're going to look deeper into my eyes, that my pupil isn't round at all. It sometimes looks like a seahorse. I'm not sure what it looks like today. Sometimes it looks like Mickey Mouse. It's just stuck down there, and sometimes it just moves whenever it wants to. It's sort of like your eyes when you go outside. Does anybody know what happens to your pupils when you walk out into light? Put your hand up. Yes. It shrinks, yes. It gets smaller, so not heaps of light goes in. That's why you wear sunglasses as well, if there's still too much light travelling into the back of your eye. So what happens when you walk inside? It's bigger. Thank you, lady wearing blue. You didn't know she was wearing blue for a reason, and now she is. It gets bigger. That doesn't happen with me. It just stays in whatever shape it wants to, and it just sticks down and it just sort of just hangs there. At the time, they succeeded in removing the lens and the cataract, but they didn't at making the pupil move like everybody else's. After being stuck in hospital for 4 days, they allowed me to take my eye patch off. It was a very exciting time. I took the eye patch off and closed my eyes. Now I want everybody to close their eyes. I'm going to leave my eyes open so I can make sure everybody else has their eyes closed. You're going to close your eyes. Right, and we're going to count down from 3. And then when we get to 1, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to be like, yes, I can see! Just like that, okay? Are you ready? 3. I can't hear anybody counting. 3, 2, 1. Yes, I can see! I could see, and it was amazing, and I called everybody on my phone's list, and I was just getting really excited because I wasn't able to see. There was all this stuff here that I could see, and I was like, wow, there's a world over there, you know. It was amazing. It was just, whew, I could see again. But I started to lose my vision again, and within that month, it all had to start again. Now the doctors have no idea what to do with me with my eye. They've tried everything, and everything has made it worse, or not even helped at all. And as you can see in the first Pranks for Kids Arthritis video, one of my volunteer actors decides that it's funny to do little stupid things. Can't do this. Stupid things on my right side because I can't see. So you'll have to go on and check that out to see what I'm talking about. Next one, when I was 12, it was graduating week from primary school for me. You know, when you're graduating primary school, it's very exciting because you're going to high school. No, I don't know, yes? Well, I was very excited. And it was my usual Tuesday swimming lesson. Now, swimming is great for arthritis. If you know your mother or your grandmother, they might do some aerobics in the pool with all the other old ladies and men. But it just allows, the warm water just allows you to move more freely, and you can just do things that you can't do on land, pretty much. And during this swimming lesson, I was treading water for the first time. Now, when you do something for the first time, it's the greatest feeling, isn't it? You've never been able to do it before, and now you're doing it. So what do? You keep doing it. And I just kept doing it and doing it. I was just treading water. I know, it sounds like a really simple thing, you know, just treading water, doesn't it? It's just a thing that you can do in the water that I'd never been able to do. Until I got out of the pool and it started to hurt. After 4 months of intense physiotherapy, because I thought it was a normal teenage injury, the arthritis took over my joint, including the loss of cartilage, the bone, osteoarthritis, and stuck in a wheelchair, and not being able to do anything. Nothing at all. Just moving my hands and doing things like that. I couldn't do anything that a normal 13 or 14-year-old kid could do. Like, it sort of had a good run for 2 years when I was 11 and 12, and then this happened. I was then put on a wonder drug at the time. It's not actually called the wonder drug, it's just called Enbrel. I just call it the wonder drug, but you can call it the wonder drug too now. After having my first injection, I could walk. I could walk. Sorry, I couldn't walk for 2 years. Like going to the toilet, you know, the whole bending down thing, it's really hard for somebody who can't walk and move their hip to do. It's like really easy for you guys to do. But for me, I couldn't do that. And just being able to walk and do those things was amazing. I could go out and do things again that I wasn't able to do before. I cried with joy, and once again, I just told everybody. This is before like social media times. I just like told everybody on my phone, texting away. From there, everything started to get better. And then I was put on this other drug here called Humira, which was injected twice a week in hospital by a nurse as well. And as all medications to me, they only work for a little bit and then cause more side effects. And at one point, as we saw on the slide before, I gained 40 kilos. And that was a mixture of the medication just making me want to eat everything and me not being able to do anything. I remember this one time though, going back before I was able to walk, that I was just stuck. Just on the side of my bed, just like this, just stuck. It wasn't that my brain wasn't letting me move or that I was injured that it wasn't letting me move. It was the fact that my hip just hurt so much. It just wouldn't move. I was just stuck right there. Imagine being stuck in this chair right now and having to listen to me. Like, how bad is that? And just not being able to move. And I just cried and I screamed, and I can see my parents right now, they can remember this. I just couldn't move, and this would happen all the time. I had to stand there and I just had to wait for somebody just to come and do a simple thing, just to slide me back onto my bed. You know, something really easy like that was really hard. And that happened all the time, and that just really, really just annoyed me.